Hi everyone, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be with you in just a moment. I'm having a nail crisis. It doesn't normally happen, actually, but it loves to happen exactly when I'm in a rush. Now I've got red nail polish on my fingers and the nails aren't sticking to my nails, they're sticking to everything else. So it's one of those days. And I'm already like 6 nails in, so I have to I gotta finish now, right? Otherwise it's just gonna look terrible. How are you all today anyway? Hi John, hi Jody. How are you all today? And there's 11 other people in the stream. Don't be shy, pop into the chat and say hello. We're here to have a good little time tonight. No plan. I do have vodka, I do have Coke. So, you know, I mean Coca-Cola, not... Oh, okay. It's all going super right for me today. That's it. I've got 3 left. I was like, I never wear nails on my Hangout streams. I should totally wear nails on my Hangout streams. And look where that gets me. Sticker nails are us. Oh, good, John. Good. Okay, we can keep up. I'm probably gonna have like 2 or 3 drinks during the stream. Try and stay on for like a couple of hours. Thomas Pickett, do you play any Metal Gear Solid games or something, you know? Hi Connor! I'm good, how are you? Oh, just the thumbs left. I've got red all over my... God damn, I'm gonna try and rub that off. I think today, Thomas, it's more like, you know, having bionic nails and they misbehave. They don't want to be stuck to you. They want their own life. So what they do is they shed their nail polish all over your fingers in an attempt to, a bit like octopus ink, mark you. You have to bend them to your will. Hi Patrick Beston. Oh, look at that. I think I've got it. I think I've got it. I'm just going to stick the last thumb on, and I'm sure some of these will fly off. I have no idea how awkward it is having nails like this when you're trying to take your own photos and stuff. This is lashes. I used to have problems with lashes, and then I don't know. I think it comes from doing your makeup like 400 bloody times. You just sort of get okay at it and you nail them. You just got to use the right technique to put them in. But I get what you mean. I get what you mean. But nails for me are always the kicker, the killer. Even though I love them so much, I love having like long red nails, square cut nails like I've got that today. It's just I had to. I was in such a rush. Oh. No idea how much stuff I've done in the last 45 minutes, and I'm starting really late. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm glad you're all here, and I'm glad you're all sticking around to see my red hands. Red right hand. Are you playing PlayStation? Oh, I don't think I ever actually have like nails on when I'm playing a game. I feel like that's kind of, yeah. You're a legend for being able to take that, you know, do that. What's that, Jody? Oh no, I can't even rub it off. Oh god, I'm gonna be scraping this off tomorrow. You only like get super glue on your hands. This is exactly what it's like, except it's also red. What's Nikki doing? What's Nikki wearing tonight? Well, it might have been given away by the picture in the Twitter announcement or whatever, the Instagram announcement. But you know, okay, I'm not going to get any better than that. Hopefully the webcam won't pick it up, because webcams don't pick up red. They really pick up red. Okay, so just one quick final look. Do you think? I look like someone just picked me up off the street and slapped me on webcam. So here we go. Now I've prepared your expectations perfectly. Here we go. 150 bracelets. No, it's one bracelet, but there's 150 of them. They're like all in rings and stuff. Hi. How are we doing today? Oh, just as the song kicked in, that was cool. Alright. Oh. And here are the nails. And here is my red right hand. Oh my god. I feel like I should sing a song from Peaky Blinders. On the gathering storm, there's a door, handsome blonde lady in a stupid python print top and a red rat end. These are, you should see these. Even I've got like a pretty sturdy bra on here, but you should see them move without the bra. They're really luscious good. I painted these nails and I had them racked up for the last 4 days, and I didn't realise that all the red would come off my hand. So as long as I just show the back of my hands to you all the time, then they're going to look absolutely perfect. And that's, you know, that's it. That's the story of my life. Just keep the right way facing towards people and I'm surely everything will be okay. Really, Christopher? You're dressed up. Okay, what are you wearing? What are you wearing? Cotton film ones, they hardly bounce. We have some, yeah, get some gel ones. Come on, get some gel ones. They're the proper stuff. Guess it's an 80s. Hi Connor, yeah, it's an 80s vibe. I don't know. This is like an outfit I don't think I would do for a shoot, or I haven't felt like doing it for a shoot. I don't feel like it's unique enough, and in certain ways it doesn't fit in with the things I've been doing. So well, in a way, I've got my reasons, but so I thought I'd break it out. I thought, you know, the last few Hangout streams have been like very nice and very what's the word, pretty outfits and things. So today I thought I'd just get some tits out, you know. Yeah. Really, Jodie, I don't know how you can get along with those silicone suits unless you live in the Antarctic. I feel like, you know, like my flat is really, really warm anyway. But I just having these on, just having like a second skin over my top half it's gonna get, you know, rivulets of sweat coming down the back and that kind of thing. I'll be glowing very soon. But it's totally worth it for these boobs, I'd say. Total blonde bimbo, yeah. I think the first time I got this outfit on, my flatmate said you're totally like. Who is it from My Cousin Vinny? Marissa Tomei from My Cousin Vinny. Like, I could tell, like, the tire prints from a Buick, and, you know, never do that accent again. But, you know. So, yeah, so it's somewhere there. It's somewhere, like, kind of New York Ho, Coronation Street barmaid, 80s thing going on, and I love it. And take your boobs off in the shower if they've been had them on more than 30 minutes. There you go. Mob Prince, yeah, there you go. Okay, right. Oh, sorry, Mob Princess, yeah, like Mafia Wife is the thing here. Totally something where you've got lots of money to look very cheap. You know, the classic Dolly Parton thing. Oh, thank you, Connor. It's very, very kind of you all to say. feel like a slut really, but you know, hey, that's it. I stand up and show you the whole thing if you want. As if my so I can move the chair out of the way. So we've got some hips going here, little pouty belly, but you know. There you go. Little leatherette skirt, maybe you call it. I don't know. 80s rocker girl. Well, there you go. Okay, that's great. I like all the different takes on looks. Because I don't know. Like when I think of a look, I just sort of have an idea, or I see a piece of clothing and I go, oh, I'm going to build something around that, and I don't really think about exactly what it looks like. I just sort of feel it and go, I want this, I want that, I want that. So I never. It's rare that I sit there and go, I'm going to go for this. I kind of just build it off feeling, but oh, thank you. Yeah, Christopher, yes, boobs, these are hot. Yeah, I really, really wish they were real. But do I cut the neck down on them? Yes, I do. These ones go all the way up. I don't like them all the way up. The trouble is, it's hard to get a clean cut, and sometimes the latex is quite thick, so it's kind of hard to hide the seam. I'm thinking of those first big boobs I got were from, what was it, boobshop.com, and their stuff has got way better in the last couple of years, so I'm probably going to get another pair from them, because what they do is they do a seam around here and it's very tapered and nice, and you can put like a necklace around it easily, and I think that's the way to go, because like it's very hard to hide a seam up here naturally, and I don't like it. I think with those first, I got a new set a few weeks, like a month or two ago, and they went up to the top, and I tried doing that and then photoshopping the seam, and it kind of worked, but I don't know, there's something about it should be around the neck, because you can just put a big necklace around it and it works. Really, Jodie? Oh, thank you very much, that's nice. Okay, she's on YouTube, cool. Thank you, Eustace, that's very kind of you to say. Thank you. Ho ho ho, it is the season. There you go. Well, that's one way to it's one way to it's one way to think of it, and it might be a bit of inspiration for me, actually. Like instead of like doing like a Mrs. Claus or a Santa Claus themed look or something like that, I should just triple hoe it. Treble hoe. Have you ever thought about real ones? All the time, yeah, but only if I transitioned, and I'm not planning on transitioning anytime soon. I don't know. Gotta see how my life shakes out first, really. Oh, lovely, Christopher, good. Enjoy yourself, that's what I recommend. Oh, I got a better chair. This now I can sit back in. I don't have that silly crappy little computer chair that that hurts my back. I can sort of sit back and chat and relax and go, real ones that size is a lot of trouble to manage. Yeah, apparently you need some back muscles to work those out. So I know what you mean, James. I never seem to get around to Christmas outfits. Halloween just happened, right? Halloween just happened, and surely that's the time for everyone to every crossdresser to go out and be free and wear costumes and things. And I just don't. I'm not inspired to do any horror kind of stuff. I even tried a Halloween thing this month. I got some devil horns, and I was going to do like a sort of angel-y devil kind of thing, and I tried it, and then the wings didn't come out, I couldn't see them in the photos, and the horns didn't come out, I couldn't see them in the photos, and I just went, well, I'm not inspired to do Halloween. Christmas, maybe. I've got something for Christmas this year. Valentine's Day, absolutely, because I think that fits in with my thing, and it also coincides with me doing like looks I've always wanted to do. So Do I get terrible gut pain and trap wind for days after douching? It's cutting right to the tough questions. No, I don't, I'm afraid, Bonto Max. There might be something you're doing. You shouldn't be firing air up your bum. And you need to find a way to not fire air up your bum and fire water up your bum. That's all I can really say. Otherwise, if you are doing it right, then maybe see your doctor. Although I know how tough that must be to go and see a doctor about those kind of things. I would say I would say you might be doing it wrong. Yeah, you might be doing it wrong. DM me on Instagram or Twitter, and I'll tell you how I do it. Okay, but I don't know if I'll go out on stream and talk about it right now. I don't know if YouTube can handle the finer points of douching. How often do I shave? I hope you're not firing air at your bum, Bonto Max, but you might need to look at your equipment or just your technique. That's all I'm saying. Okay, how often do you shave your legs? Tried first time last weekend and the stubble is already annoying me only a day later. I would say it's actually more difficult the more when you start doing it, your skin's not really used to being shaved, right? So you shave your face and it's always like, you don't notice it with your face because you sort of shave your bum fluff, don't you? And it's all easy, and then it only gets thicker from there and your skin's prepared. But it's going to be sore, it's going to be stubbly when you do it as an adult. So I would say just keep going. I shave my legs a max. I leave like a good buffer of 2 days between shaving my legs at least, because I can't shave my legs every day. I can shave my arms every day, but I can shave the top half of my body every day, but I can't shave the lower half of my body every day. So I tend to just like arrange things around that. So there are plenty of video game streams of me with hairy legs that you can't see. Just thought I'd pop that in. But if you invest in like an electric shaver, then you're probably not going to have those problems, because you know you can just shave every day and not have that stubble problem. There's some tubes with humps apparently to be the best method. Alright, okay, some enemas. Jodie, you're talking about some enemas. I've not tried M&Ms. M&Ms. I've not tried. I've tried peanut butter M&Ms. I never put them on my bum before, but I have not tried an enema, and I know it scares me. It scares me to plug a tube into the shower and put it up my bum. I can't do that. But, you know. So I've always used a douche. Yep, dose tap water made the problem. Might be the place you're in, like your anus absorbs a lot. So maybe you should use some bottled water. Maybe you should like just heat up some bottled water in the microwave and mix it with some stuff to put it to a nice warm temperature, and then use that. I don't know, if you're in a lot of countries, you shouldn't drink tap water, so I wouldn't put something I can't drink up my bum. That's what I would say. A syringe with a tube, tap water no good. It depends on where you are, Bonto Max. It really depends on where you are. So like I say, I think if I wouldn't drink it, I wouldn't put it up my bum. And you can quote me up that. If that's the quote that comes out of this Hangout stream, then I'm going to consider it a success. It's not fizzy water, no. Too much water playing inside. You're not the guy from Big Trouble in Little China. Well, the guy, yeah. What's that? No. I swear that was Running Man. Is the guy who inflated. Like, the guy who inflated too much. That was Running Man, right? Come on. Don't think about making a Twitch sing stream. I don't know what they are. I don't know. I'm so out of the loop with Twitch. I want to get back into streaming. There are plans, but there's too much other stuff going on at the moment, and my evenings are taken up by Patreon stuff and Nikki Nicole stuff, and you know, I'd like to. I really like streaming. I'd like to do it, but there's a I have to do like a certain amount of paying my dues with streaming. Like I'm gonna have to like stream solid like 2 or 3 days a week for months to build up a following and build up the engagement I used to have, and then I can start. And I just can't keep it up at the moment. So, hi Nick. I'm not looking at the moment, but you know, hang out and chat and we might get along. It's karaoke and Twitch. Karaoke. Oh god. I wouldn't call myself a musician, but I played a lot of music for years, and I staunchly hated karaoke forever. So I can't, you know. I can't, like, I'm one of the people who can kind of sing a little bit, so therefore I look like I'm trying too hard when I do karaoke, and that's the worst state to be in. You have to just sort of let go and be shit. So, or really, really good, and everybody goes, ooh, and I'm just neither of those. So karaoke doesn't work for me. I have a nice enough voice, why not? Maybe, no, we'll see. I don't know if a Twitch karaoke stream, maybe that would work, but I don't know. Maybe not. Hi there, Krista. How are you? Nice to see you. But yeah, Twitch stream, maybe. Hey, how about I like play games on Twitch? I could do that. Sometimes, maybe. Hi there, Masha. Long time no speaky. How are you? It's really nice to see you. Ever heard this new band, Liliac? No, I love my music, but I am not a popular music follower in a lot of ways. I just don't keep up with stuff. I have the stuff I loved when I was growing up. I have the paths that I like to follow, and this is noisy, isn't it? The paths I've been following down different types of things that I've enjoyed, and rabbit holes and that, but I'm not about keeping up with stuff. Really? Yeah, I swear, I would swear that you've popped in before, Masha. But maybe you just say hello. But yeah, it's nice to say hello to you. What are Liliac like? What do they do, Bill? What do they do? I guess they do music, but you know, it's not pop, it's rock. But I mean, yeah, but I'm terrible. Like, I define popular music as music that is popular, right? And if they're popular, then they're popular. Done some karaoke, Connie, I've done some karaoke when I was younger, and I was only asked about just having a good time, possibly getting drunk while singing. Exactly, that's it. Rock and roll bands. Oh god. For me, the only rock and roll is, well, I don't know. Rock and roll is a bit of a weird thing, because rock and roll is Rolling Stones, right? That's rock and roll. And various other things. But I sort of. I like my Hendrix, I like my 70s stuff, I like my, you know, 70s and later on. Big fan of the Beatles, big fan of Beach Boys, but not so much a big fan of just straight up the rock and roll. I used to go to a rock night, a rock open mic night, where we would get wasted on drinking Pernod and Black, and we would watch someone play Freebird for half an hour because they loved it, and everybody loved it, and it was cool, and that was cool. It was great, but yeah. Pink Floyd are not rock and roll, come on. But yeah, they're a classic band, and Dark Side of the Moon is one of my albums in my top 20. Out of the 50 albums that are in my top 20, Dark Side of the Moon is certainly one of them. It's a very good one. Okay, Bill. That's it. Okay, I might check them out. I'll check them out. Because, I mean, I don't know, when I think... Oh, God. What have I been listening to recently? I've been listening to a lot of the Yeah recently. I've been going back in time and listening to a lot of stuff that I used to listen to and also catching up to where they are. So, if I was going to talk about that, then I would say the Yeah are one of my favourite bands. That first album they did was it's just bang on, just pure dirt. 12 songs about sex, and just great riffs and good stuff and good little tricks and twists that set them apart from loads of other bands like that. Kind of like if the B-52s like took a bunch of speed. I don't know. Not speed. I don't know. Wow. Ketamine maybe. Hi Louisa. Thank you so much. It's lovely to have you here. Thank you. Yeah, Tennyson, like, I know, like, I used to, when I was young, younger than before, I used to go out to people's houses and I used to walk like 2 or 3 miles to someone's house and then get really drunk or get really stoned and then walk like 2 or 3 miles back. And I had my Discman and I had like whatever album was in my Discman I would listen to just over and over and over again. And that was, and now I live in London. I spent like the whole last week doing training, and I got on the tube for like an hour each way every day, and then I sat there and listened to music again. Just sat there and just listened to music, and it was wonderful. So I've been catching up with a load of bands that I used to love. I've been catching up with a load of bands that I loved 5 years ago, and then I've also been finding some new stuff from those bands. So it's good. Do you love a bit of AC/DC? Oh, good, awesome. I fucking love AC/DC. But I like... There's AC/DC, like, sometimes they stray, like, dangerously into just, like, generic rock and roll, when everything good that they do is different to that, you know? Like, oh, God, what is it? I don't know, Back in Black's one of my favourites from them. TNT, I really like TNT. It's a really great riff. It's got TNT. It's got a good chugging thing going on, you know. But I prefer AC/DC when they're heavy metal rather than being Led Zeppelin style rock. So. Oh, hi Dee. Hello. We need to catch up for that coffee. I'm so sorry. I've been sort of all over the place in the last few months because I don't know, just moved to London. I don't have a job and I'm just going crazy, but it's wonderful to see you. Thank you for popping in. Thank you for taking the time to pop in, Dee. Tennyson says, I'll hear something from the 70s or 80s and almost have flashbacks. You just knew where you were. Yeah, that's a huge thing when you're young. It's an absolutely huge thing. Thank you, a pot of gold. I love it. Like, there's so much, like, when I was camming, like, I'd read people's usernames and I wouldn't realise that they were several words. I would just go, I would just read it as, like, a name. So I was about to say, just like, oh, hi there, a pot of gold. I don't really know. That was what went through my head. Buddy Holder or Elvis. Elvis is the spring from which all rock and roll comes from, and you can't deny Elvis. I don't think you can deny Elvis. So what made me move to London? I was working in, not a dead end job, but I was working in a job that I've been doing for a while, and I have a very, very good friend who lives in London. My very, very, very good friend. If you're watching, then I love you. But who also makes a bit of money and wanted me to come and live with them. So and also just charge me the difference in rent. So basically I've got a really nice cheap room in London, which is apparently like gold dust nowadays, and I get to come live with my best friend. So I decided to just come and do it because I'd never moved out of my little town of Shoreham for the first God knows how many years of my life. So I thought, well, let's go and do something crazy. And it's fine, you can get a job, you can just go anywhere and do anything if you want to. So decided to do it, and here we are, and I'm really enjoying myself. I'm so broke right now, but I'm so broke right now, and I'm waiting to work. I've got, you know, a job with an agency doing some care work and some support work, but I'm waiting for my government checks to come back, my criminal record checks to come back, and it's taking forever, and I'm running out of money, and it sucks. So please pop over to patreon.com/it's Nikki Nicole and support me if you'd like to. Which actually leads me on to something else I need to do right now, and that is do my shoutouts for my patrons. Where are they? Let's have a look at my patrons. Oh my goodness, I've got a nice long list of shout-outs at the moment, and I'm very happy. Well, I wouldn't say a long list, but it's a lovely list of shout-outs right now. And I'm going to give them some lovely shout-outs right now. So if you want to shout out on my Hangout stream... Oh God. Excuse me and my mic stand. It's where I keep the dildos and the drugs. That's it. And the pliers. I keep the pliers in there. And the batteries. So my shout-outs for the month of November are Aura. Thank you so much for being my wonderful patron. Brian Argueta, thank you so much for being my wonderful patron. Eric Sawyers, thank you so much for being my wonderful patron. And Happily Anonymous, thank you so much for being my wonderful patron. Jake Allen, thank you so much for being my wonderful patron. And Ryan David, thank you so much for being my wonderful patron. I'm so happy that you guys have decided to support me. And on my top tier of patron support, which is $12, and if you want to shout out here, that's what you get. And you get all the other stuff. Sorry, we're dropping into shill mode for a second here. So if you're really not interested, then you are happy. I'm happy for you to tune out. But pop over to patreon.com/it's Nikki Nicole, and if you want to support me and my photos and my drag and all that sort of thing, you can find out how right there at that address. And thank you so much in advance if you're deciding to maybe chuck a few dollars my way. I do need it at the moment. Really broke. But yeah. Drugs? I don't keep drugs in my nightstand. Why would you do that? You'd keep them in the kitchen drawer like anybody else. Oh, thank you, John. But, you know, if you want to be part of that list, if you want a little shout out and a little thank you. But of course, there's so much more available on my Patreon. You can get access to update posts, so you get to see all my looks before anybody else, like weeks, months before anybody else. You can get full photo sets, so all of these, like, I would say professionally shot photo sets, because I get paid for it. All of the pictures you see, there are more of those. You can get like up to 10 pictures every 2 weeks. You can see those in high res if you like. You can also get little videos of me showing off and talking about the outfits that I'm in, maybe being a little bit sexy as well. And also you can vote on which things you want to see next. So that's all there, right there. So, and it's all to help me practice my photography skills and try and just be the best drag queen for all of you. So right, okay, that's the end of the shill. Sorry, I've got to do it. I have like I have an obligation to myself to chill and also adjust my cleavage. Just up my Patreon. Thank you so much, Peter. That's very, very kind of you. Oh my god. So Peter's just upgraded his Patreon thing. Oh, thank you, Busty Lucy. So, oh my goodness. So therefore, I need to give you a lovely shout out. Busty Lucy, thank you so much for being a very, very special patron. And I'm so glad you decided to pop it up. And you also had the ability to vote on the set. So the vote that's in at the moment, let's have a look. We've got... for the next like 6 weeks, like I'm going to post this photo set every 2 weeks. The choices are between like a little jungle girl outfit, so I've got my little like leopard print swimsuit on, a little leopard print fur coat, this hair, and some other stuff going on, and some big heels. I've got a little Stepfoot wife set going on. Maybe we'll get a little preview of that later on, where I've got a little pink dress on and a nice bit of hair. And the schoolgirl look as well, where I've got tits and bunches and, you know, a bit of classic Nikki Nicole things that you might know me for. Already voted on that, Peter. What did you vote for? What did you vote for? What did you vote for? I don't know if that's... But the old Step for Wife is really ahead at the moment. I'm, you know, every so often, like, I always include, like, one look that isn't, like, all tits and... all tits and slut. And I'm always really happy when that one gets, like, you know, because I like being really pretty as well. Oh, you voted for Schoolgirl. Good, Christopher, that's fine. But I mean, all this stuff gets posted anyway, but, you know, it's, what do you want to see first? What do you want to see now? What did I say before my shout-outs, Patrick Weston? Whatever I said, it probably bears repeating. And okay, that's my shill done with. No more shilling, all right? I'm going to mention my wonderful patrons at the end of the stream, but no more shilling. I really should get some new YouTube videos going, but I don't know what to do, you know? I've always had the idea of being like a YouTube creator and doing reviews and things like that, but it's like... I don't know if I can sit in front of a static camera and without a chat and talk about things. I don't know if I can do it very well. Review Joker. Yeah, apparently that's a scary one. A very controversial film. I need to see actually. Big heels, yum. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not wearing them right now actually. It's crazy because I've actually, like, I am broke, but I've just dumped a load of money on the credit card to sort out my winter look. So I'm going to do like this real big ice princess thing, and I'm really, really excited about it. And that's the wonderful thing about it's a wonderful thing about credit cards. Peter, yeah, you know what? The more I think about it, right, the more I want to do it. Like, I felt like when I was back, excuse me, I felt like when I was back at home, I had like some sort of identity to protect, and I kind of just want to kind of let go and do it, but I don't know, like the whole thing about Nikki Nicole is it's so controlled, and it's really hard to let that go. You know, like I got all this lighting set up to give me the best possible, the best possible look, and you know, that's it. And it isn't real. None of it's real. This hair isn't real. This face isn't real. These boobs definitely aren't real. And I still feel really like awkward about letting any of that go. So it's yeah, you know. Slutty movie reviews is the internet is a global community where everyone can come together to bitch about movies and share pornography. You should go and see a reviewer called The Cinema Snob, and he like he's a purveyor of all the worst wonderful trash and weird pornography, and just go and see his reviews, and yeah, maybe do stuff like that. But I don't know. Personality, yeah, thank you, John. That's hopefully what comes across, you know. That's it, and that's me, you know. It is me. Like, it's just that these putting these things on allows me to be that, and that's it. That's the way things are, and that's the way I think a lot of people feel about it. Talking about my drawer that was open and said what's in it. No, just the drugs. No, I keep the drugs in the kitchen drawer, and in there I keep the pliers and the nipple clamps, just in case, you know. D reveals, yeah, like, I don't know, D, but there's like there's something. If I was to transition, there'd be something that would be intensely liberating about it, and I would totally scale back. Like, of course I'd still do big looks all the time, that kind of thing, because that's who I am, but being able to show like the realist parts of me would be intensely liberating and really fun and good, and like I'm such a fan of everybody's journeys, you know. I such as yourself, and I've got other friends who are transitioning, and seeing that, it inspires me to want to express myself in that way very strongly, but still very afraid of how much I want it, how much I need it, and how much it would fit in with my actual life. And it's not going to fit in with my actual life because it's going to completely change it, but like, what do I do? It's a whole, is it worth the insanity that will follow? I don't know. But yeah, sorry, that was a bit deep, right? I have seen Jane Silent Bob Strike Back, and all I remember was Jason Lee being a prick, and the Dawson from Dawson's Creek being in it, you know. I think they're doing a slutty movie review channel as well, like what, like a Skinemax, like a Skinemax review. That's a, honestly, you know what, that's, if I'm gonna think about like bad movie reviews, or like so bad it's good kind of stuff, which I'm really into. I really like dodgy, terrible B movies and stuff, and just seeing them try and make like this really earnest thing which is really awful and dumb and stupid and exploitative. Skinemax, I don't think that's been, that's a new well that needs to be mined for the YouTubes. So maybe I could do it. Maybe I could do, you know, slut reviews. It's not a terrible idea, you know. Excuse me, I need it in the drink thing. Patron isn't, yeah, Nikki Nicole is a part of who I am, and I would argue that it's the most significant part of who I am, and what I do in my day-to-day life is about maintaining the ability to be Nikki Nicole when I want to be, right? And so surely, like, being Nikki Nicole if I want to be Nikki Nicole all the time, then I don't know, it's a weird dichotomy, I think is the word. But yeah. But dear, like, oh my god, you're absolutely gorgeous, and you're someone who I really admire, absolutely. And we should meet up for a coffee. We really should, because you've broken some serious barriers, and I really admire that. I really do. Not to go into everything too much, but you know. I'm going to pop out for a second because I need a drink. My goodness, it's one of those Hangout streams again, isn't it? It's been a while, but I'm getting drunk on stream again, so we'll see where we go with that. I'm going to pop out for a second and get a drink and visit the little girl's room, and I will see you guys very shortly. Can I? Hey, what's up? Hi there, Blackened Gaming. I'm back. I'm back. Panty shot. Oh dear, sorry. I said I put my my latex hips on and some stockings and realized that maybe I shouldn't do that for just a stream where I just show my top half the whole time. So I took them off and now I feel much better. D, what the hell? You... Alright, D. Wait a minute. I think I might be talking to the wrong D. Okay, D. This is all fluffy socks and carpet slippers from the waist down. No, it is still a short skirt and bare legs now. So I'm fat. Excuse me. You're kind of where I'm at, Patrick. It's a tough choice. It's the toughest of choices. It's like deciding who you're going to be for the next 40 years. That's, you know, and it's a decision that if I could snap my fingers and it would happen, then it in an instant, then yeah, I would do it. I know about the story about Peter Cushing in Star Wars. No, I don't. Which story? Yeah, I might have to remind me. I've read up a lot of backstage stuff about Star Wars, but I don't remember that particular story. Yeah, you have to remind me. The beverage of choice is vodka and Pepsi Max. Smirnoff and Pepsi Max. He had to wear leather boots to his outfit. That's, well, fair enough. Okay, that's fair enough. They couldn't custom fit. Well, they couldn't make a pair of. Well, I know the original Star Wars was horribly low budget, but. So what did they do? Did they get like a foot double for him? This is like a twisty turny story. I need to. I'm happy for you, Bill the Baker. I'm happy that you're baking. But would you get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to bake a loaf of bread? I don't know. Would you? Yeah, right. We're back. What else are we doing? What do you mean you hope it's not? Oh, sorry, Susie. Yeah. No, well, Russian standard gets me messy. It does. Well, I wouldn't say it gets me messy. I would say that it gives me horrible hangovers and, you know. Hi, Susie. How you doing? Looking forward to seeing you. Well, maybe that's you. Well, you said you're a baker, so you know. I assume that implies. Try Russian stand with ginger ale, no hangover. I'll tell you about. My favourite vodka mixer is ginger beer, actually, and I have a really great time with it. It's very tasty. It barely tastes of vodka, and the tastes actually really complement each other. Whereas you put vodka in Coke, or you put Coke on vodka, and it just tastes like vodka on Coke. You know, or Coke on vodka, excuse me. But with ginger beer, the tastes like actually meld together like it's some sort of actual cocktail, rather than just like an excuse to get drunk, which is what, you know, a vodka mixer is most of the time. Yeah, my drink of choice is actually, well, my drink of choice is a Jimmy Buffett's Perfect Margarita, but failing that, it's a good old Moscow Mule with some nice vodka, probably Russian Standard actually. A Russian Standard vodka or Glen's vodka, mixed with some Old Jamaica ginger beer. Lovely. Some Old Jamaica extra fiery ginger beer. No. Really full of acre. Okay, there you go. I'm sure they're really nice. I had pot brownies once and they didn't do anything. And I know I was really disappointed because, you know, before that, everybody's like, well, it could be 100 times stronger than smoking it. So I went, okay, well, give me some goddamn cookies then. And they did nothing. Unfortunately, I think I got screwed. Favorite drink is a Japanese 12-year-old single malt. Discovered it last month in Yokkaichi and managed to find it at the Japanese shop in Westfield. There's a Japanese shop in Westfield and it sells like the best whatever scotch. Okay, we'll go for that stuff. So Grand Moff Tarkin was running around scowling at Princess Leia in carpet slippers. Movie magic. Brilliant. If you don't have to show my feet, then I'm wearing slippers, goddammit. And that's exactly what anyone should do. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah. I want to see David Prowse in a pair of carpet slippers. Tall. You know. Stop playing my boob. I'm not playing on my. Am I playing on my? I'm just trying to extract some cleavage from this top, which is totally possible. But you know, I think this is right. It's okay. This is showing the best half of me. So, you know. It's showing the jiggliest half of me anyway, and that's usually the best half. Trying to extract the maximum amount of cleavage. No, keep playing with them. I can't do that on YouTube, honey. I can't do that. Can't do that on YouTube. It's a bad idea. I get banned. My top is struggling to clear my boobs. Yeah, this top's handled more, actually. This top's handled more. It's not struggling at all. It's very stretchy. I could pull this up and just be, you know, it'd be up there if you want, like, and you'd all be disappointed. So, oh, thank you, Ryan Sullivan. The show cincher on. I totally would. I don't know. I have like there's something I've been throwing cinchers on for a while now. It's an embarrassing revelation, confession, whatever you say. Been throwing cinchers on for a while now, and I really, really miss being able to just put a top and a skirt on and have a free stomach. I'm very, very missing that. So I'm going to make a super effort over the next few months to show some skin. A lot of YouTubers get away with some soft erotic content though. There's a German girl quite famous for that. Yeah, I guess so. I don't know, it's a weird thing. I don't know. It's not like, if I was gonna, I mean, I feel like I exploit like being a little bit sexy anyway, because I stopped camming and I stopped showing everything. So therefore now all I have is exploiting the idea of eroticism or whatever. Ever done a JOI video? Yes. You might have to. A Google search might help you with that. Tight lacing almost daily, Christopher. Well, that will help with your figure anyway. So I'm totally for that. ASMR can get away with soft erotic content. I feel like I could do an ASMR thing, but I'm totally like, I feel like I'm restricted by my understanding of ASMR. Like, I can listen to someone put nails on a chalkboard and I can learn to live with it, but apparently that's not ASMR. But I need some sort of understanding of it before I can sit there and go, I'm just going to, where's my hairbrush? I'm just going to, mess with my hairbrush here, and hopefully you get like some tingly orgasms in your spine, and I get that it's all rustling sounds and quiet things, and I don't really know what actually are the triggers, and it'd be fun to do for like one video, but or like to like collab with someone on their video, but you can see the whole outfit, Ryan. Okay. Oh, here we go. Here's the whole thing. Just a little photo of the skirt and a bum. Oh, I like the purple light in my bum there. That's where we are. Now pulling down is like, yeah. You see, I'm looking at myself on screen. I'm looking at my stream as you see it, and I then see, like, so everything I do, I see it like several seconds later. So I go like this, and I go, oh, I guess I'm fine, and then I go, oh shit, oh god, that's a bit sexy. I'm on YouTube now. You can't even swear on YouTube anymore. But it's okay, I have less than 1,000 subscribers, and unless someone's going to be an asshole and report me, then I guess we'll be having these Hangout streams on Twitch instead, and Thank you, Ryan. I'm glad you think it's great, buddy. I'm very happy, thank you. Ever have a Paloma? Is that a cocktail? A pot of gold? Is that a cocktail? If I was going to have a cocktail, my favourite is just a straight up good margarita. I think I mentioned before a good old Jimmy Buffett's Perfect Margarita, which is just very like a normal margarita is tequila, orange liqueur and lime, right? It's easy. But with a Jimmy Buffett's Perfect Margarita, you have a certain amount of fresh lime, you have a certain amount of like a certain brand of lime juice, like sweet lime juice, and then you have like 2 different types of tequila and a little bit of like triple sec, and it's really, really a wonderful drink. And spent some time in Orlando over the last few years and discovered Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville at Universal Studios and visited there every time I was waiting for the bus, or just I was on my own and went to Universal Studios and sat in Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville on lunchtime and had a couple of those things, and it was lovely. It's I'm a big margarita fan and a Moscow Mule fan. Those are my cocktails. Also like a Singapore Sling. I really like a Singapore Sling because that's super sweet and super juicy, and just lovely. I don't even know what's in a Singapore Sling. I've got like a cocktail set because I want to make like the Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville Perfect Margarita, and it's going to cost me like £100 to buy the booze for it. And not quite there yet, but we'll do it. We'll definitely do it. And we'll do a stream. We'll do a stream where I sit there with a big margarita glass and drink. I've been trying to think of other things to do in my Hangout streams. I want to sort of make them more often because I feel much better about doing this kind of content than I do about making like edited, curated videos and things. Like I always had an idea of being a YouTuber sorry, it's a horrible word, or someone who creates content on YouTube and do reviews and bits and pieces like that, but I really only get something out of doing live streams and things. So I've been trying to think of things to do on live streams, and I don't know what you guys think about it, but I was thinking of trying. I'm quite a hot sauce connoisseur as well. Well, not a connoisseur. I'm a hot sauce enthusiast, let's say. And I thought maybe trying some hot sauces on stream would be fun at some point. And also, yeah, trying some booze, trying some food, trying some weird and wonderful foods maybe. But if anybody's got any ideas, that would be awesome. I really want to do these streams more often and have like a bit of a show about it. Like we'll do like a podcast kind of format that's live stream. And maybe I can get some people in to talk or something. Or I don't know. Like I kind of like the idea of having a Nikki Nicole show that happens on YouTube every week or every 2 weeks or something. And I mean not so much like I'm gonna eat durian fruit on stream or surströmming or something stupidly insane and nasty like that, although that might be a fun thing. But I'm thinking about I would like to have like a regular show, like TV show, like a live thing that we could like mess about with. Cooking with a huge cleavage, yeah, something like that. Yeah. I could totally set up a cooking show. I mean, like my flatmate's PC is like right next to the kitchen, so we can just put a couple of webcams on that and do it. But I'm not a cook. I make a good chili. But like the idea of maybe is like to get like a guest on like every couple of weeks, and we'd talk about stuff, and then maybe we'd do like a little hot sauce challenge or something like that, or I don't know, just bits and pieces like that, and ideas, and then just have it like not being like a complete commitment, like it would happen maybe once, twice a month, but we'd do that kind of thing. Like I really like doing this Hangout stream and chatting to people, and it'd be really nice if I had like a co-host to bounce off, and that's I think that's where I want to go with this kind of content anyway, because you can set it up in one day and do it, and there's no like crazy like editing afterwards, and I want to sort of avoid the YouTuber pitfalls and things. You know. Everyone says they make a good chili, yeah, but I actually make a really, really good chili. Like I really do. There's a little bit of Frank's in there. There's a little bit of there's a few jalapenos. There's a good bit of hot chili powder. There's lots of paprika, lots of oregano, lots of, you know, and a moderate amount of cumin seeds, and you got to get like some really you can't have some like really low fat mince. You have to have like something like 12% fat mince to really like make it taste good. And then you wrap it up, put it in a bunch of Cathedral City extra mature and like shredded cheese, and just some good wraps, and there you go. You've got a wonderful chili. Maybe JD, maybe JD. We'll see. I haven't spoken to Zara for a long time now. I'm sure with you know, we don't have any bad vibes at all. But we'll see. You know, I don't know. I don't know how she'd react to wanting to be on like a YouTube show. Actually, might be fun to ask her. But I mean, the idea would be to really sort of get like a couple of subjects or a couple of things going. And it could be anything. It could be like a little group, like game stream of some weird things, like what's the game? Nobody Talks or It Explodes, or whatever that bomb defusing game, or some Jackbox stuff or something like that. And also maybe a little bit of cooking, a little bit of trying some hot sauces, a little bit of reviewing stuff that we've watched, because I watch a lot of TV. I watch some films, and I play a lot of games, so it'd be nice to sort of like have a weird variety show, kind of like the This Morning of Nikki Nicole, and do some bits and pieces like that. That would be great, and try and, you know, do some stuff like that. Cooking with Zara would be more like breaking. Yeah. I ain't gonna say nothing. I mean, we all have our vices. I especially have those, and you know. One bit of look feel. The other, yeah, that was one idea that came up a few Hangout streams ago, a month ago actually, and that was to do like a dress me up stream. Like, I've got these clothes, and like, what have you got? Like, I would start in an outfit, and people would like maybe critique that a little bit. As damning that would be for my ego, like maybe critique that like a little bit, and then say, oh, have you got something like this? And I go, oh, that's interesting. And then maybe we could do like a little game of telephone with the whole outfit thing, and end up somewhere completely different. That would be fun. But yeah. Talk about what means a lot to you, or just chit chat. Yeah, but I mean, if I was going to do like a YouTube show or a YouTube live stream, we'd need to have like content and format and some sort of technical support for it. Like, and that's what you need. Like, it's easy for me to come on webcam here and make it look good because it's okay, because we're just doing a static shot of me just like that. But as soon as we bring it into like two people talking, or maybe we're in the kitchen doing something, suddenly you've got like lots of multiple setups and microphones and things like that. Like, the technical side of things like exponentially increases, and I have zero budget for anything. So maybe we'd start off with like, okay, I've got me and someone else sitting with me, and we try a spoonful of hot sauce each, and we talk about that for 20 minutes, and then we talk about what we saw on TV for 20 minutes, like just a video podcast kind of thing, that isn't like a pile of trash, which is going to be hard to do. It totally can be done. I would say, John, I've done almost everything. I've done whatever you think that is, or whatever I think that is, or whatever evidence there might be of something that I have done on the internet. I have done with virtually zero money, and almost every single thing I've bought that is expensive has been done on the credit card, and that hasn't been paid off. So, you know, clothes haul of outfits and what you like and don't like, that's one thing I can't do, because I literally cannot afford to go out to a shop and buy things. I can't. I have to buy things on eBay and hope they look good, and that's where you see me in all these weird and wonderful silly little things. I don't do brands, I don't do influencing. I have like a slight experience with influencing, right? And what influencing consists of is a brand emails you and says, or you email a brand and you say, I want to model your things, or I want you to model our things. And I get an email that says, okay, are you interested in modeling our things? And I go, great, okay, yeah, sure. I get some stuff for free, and I get to model it, and I'll happily put some pictures up here on Instagram of it, and I'll advertise these things for you if you send me them free. All right, and then, well, you know, they say, do you want to model things for us? And I go, my reply is, yes, I'm very interested in that. And then they send me a thing going, well, okay, so we're going to give you a discount code for our site, which gives you 20% off. And then, so when you receive things and then you start to, post them and post photos of them, then we might give you a discount code to give to other people, and then you'll get another 20% discount. I'm like, well, no. You want me to advertise your stuff, you send me the things for free. That's how it works. It's actually not how it works, but it's how it works in my mind, and that's, otherwise it's stupid. It's a pyramid scheme. Yeah, it's a Ponzi scheme. Absolutely. And I understand if you're looking for discounts in places, then, and you have like an Instagram that has like X amount of 1,000 followers, then that's fine. and you know, but maybe I feel like the whole influencing thing is a business little game that you have to play and try and work your way up, and I'm just not up for that. Like I don't care. I spent my entire time getting things cheap off eBay and relying on how I feel about things to try and make something good, and I don't know whether I make good things or not, but that's the thing that keeps me going, so that's it. Oh, thank you, Ryan, that's nice. 2 iPhones and an iPad, and I have a live streaming show. I have the kit. I have a live streaming show. I have 2 webcams that I can hook up to a computer, and I can do multiple angles, and I've done that. I used to do that with camming and stuff, and people used to go crazy for me having 2 angles when I was camming. Like, it's crazy. Like, it didn't take that much. But what I'm talking about when I'm thinking about quality is I can't offer like good 1080p 60 footage without spending some serious cash, and that if I was going to have like a show on YouTube, I wanted to be the best production quality. Well, I'm looking for the best production quality for the cheapest price, but I want the cheapest price to be really low, and I want the production quality to be really high. So no, not at all, John. I'm not sorted at all. And this is why I don't do this stuff. Like, I have a DSLR camera, and it's a budget entry thing from 2012, and it'll sucky video, so I don't use it. I use my phone for video, and it's kind of okay, but it keeps doing. It keeps adjusting for focus and exposure like every 3 seconds, and I'm really mad with it actually. Maybe review RuPaul Drag Race UK. Yeah, that's another thing. That's another thing to do, and do like a shitty review of. But then that would involve me sitting down and watching RuPaul's Drag Race UK, and from every opinion I've heard of it, it is just a complete UK trash TV shit show. And I don't know, it might kill me. It might actually. I'm awful. Like, I'm really bad. Like, I have I think I have a work ethic problem. As in, I have no problem doing things that I don't like for work when I go out and I clock in and get paid. But when it comes to Nikki Nicole, like, if it's not fun, I'm very hateful of it, because the whole point of me dressing up and doing these things is so I can do the things I want and be the person I want to be. So when you're like trying to reconcile that with like building a brand, it's really hard. It's really like the opposite. Like, you know, I'm as a guy, like, I'm perfectly happy to go out to work and do something that because it's not hard for me to go out and do something simple and be very good at it and get paid. It's not hard and interesting, and you know, I find something good about what I'm doing and try and get good at it. But it's Nikki Nicole is supposed to be being free, so then you try and meet that like very strong base desire with, okay, now you need to do what the people want or what is popular, and I just go crazy about it. I just go absolutely like it's a real conflict. It's an unstoppable force and an immovable object, you know. So this is exactly why I'm not successful. This is exactly why I'm not as successful as I could be. Hi there, Mary. Who's that gorgeous princess? That's you. That's you. You're the gorgeous princess. Oh, thank you, Last Crusader. Well, it's not insulting at all of you to say that. Thank you so much. But you know, like, I spent a lot of time being Nikki Nicole in front of the camera and not being my male self at all, and that's very deliberate. It's very deliberate. I think literally oh, my fingers are red from my nails. The That's still red. The one time I've ever like let my female side drop is when I did. You can find this video on YouTube. Is when I did a little female voice tutorial, feminine voice tutorial on YouTube, and I dropped my voice. I dropped my tone for like 5 seconds, and tried to show you what my boy voice was. But I still couldn't show you what my boy voice was. You got the tone, but you didn't get anything else because it was so weird to me to talk like that when I wasn't dressed up. It's so weird. Yeah. Susie, I probably really don't want to watch RuPaul's Drag Race UK. It's awful. I'm sure it's awful, and then we could have like a whale of a time ripping on it, but it's too late to start it. And next season, maybe we'll do it. Maybe make a video every week and do it some sort of, When did Nikki Nicole first emerge? She's so confident and polished. She's never been, I don't know. Long time ago. Probably when I first started like camming for money or camming for a living, actually. Like I did some naughty web camming for a living. And so for some money, and I started dressing up very late. I had like an experience when I was in my teens, and I didn't work, or I bunked off school, and I was at home. So I've been dreaming about wearing women's clothes. So I did what any self-respecting crossdresser would do, and dived into my mother's wardrobe and checked it out, and that was it. And I think I got caught once as well, which was horrible. Oh my goodness. So she was just great. My mother was absolutely great. She handled it. She was like, you're just experimenting, whatever. But I was so shocked and so sickened by being caught that I made a pact with myself that I would never explore it until I was living on my own. And that didn't happen until I was about 23. And when I was 22, I had a girlfriend. When I was 22, I was living in a shared house, and I had a girlfriend. I met a girlfriend who I could tell about my stuff, and then I'd never told anyone about wanting to dress up or transition or be a girl or anything. And then I felt like I could tell her, and so there was a lot of things that came together. And then I got my own flat, and then it just went, and I was just dressing up all the time and doing whatever I wanted, and it was wonderful. I was still terrible, and there's still probably some pictures in existence on the internet of me being rubbish, and there's certain things I keep on. If you want to go to my Flickr or whatever, then there's certain things I've kept because I think they should be there, even though I'm embarrassed about them. But good old Cam 4 times indeed, yeah. Well, I had better times on Chatterbait than I did on Cam 4. And you never know. I am super broke right now, so you never know what you're gonna see. Will I ever cam again? I just answered that question. Just answer my own question about my content. Well, fan of the first Masho. Fan of the first hour of what? Wait, what? Sorry, I've just ranted and rambled on and on about my life, and suddenly I've no idea of what the chat is talking about because I've gone over here and over there, and yeah. You found out videos of me on my green couch. Oh my god. Maybe the green couch is really responsible for Nikki Nicole. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I think I'm gonna grab a drink. I think I'm empty. I'm gonna have one more drink. I'm a little bit drunk, so this is me paying back the times of having some very safe, chatty Hangout streams in the last few months. Another line. I don't do cocaine on YouTube. Thank you very much, John. But I would like some vodka. I'll be right back, honestly. Sorry. I'll be right back, honestly. I won't run away from being honest. Oh my god. Oh yeah, one more drink. Just one more. Alright. panty shots. Probably should have thought about that before I... Hi there, Don't Fear the Cupcake. My favourite username of the night. Don't Fear the Cupcake. What? Excuse me? We're back. We don't need to be right back. Hi Aura, how you doing? YouTube a funny website when it comes to adult content? Yes, do not be adult. I feel weird about boobs and doing this stuff. Like, I think I get away with it because I'm not popular, or, you know, hopefully if nobody's an asshole, they won't report me. But if they report me and I get a strike on my account, well, fuck it. To be honest, we'll go and do some just chatting on Twitch. Oh, I'm sorry, Cupcake. I'm sorry, Aura. I'm busy. Busy. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't think any, like, Instagram's like a big one as well. Instagram is no nips or butts, and as long as you remember that, then you're fine. YouTube is something I don't know about really. It's a culture I don't want to enter into too much, but it is the only platform really for doing this kind of thing, unfortunately. And you know, and now that I've spent, you know, the last 2 minutes talking about not liking YouTube, then I'm gonna get banned clearly. But this game is amazing jiggle physics. When does it come out? I don't know. I just don't know. I'm so bad. I'm so fat. Excuse me. Insta is full of nips and butts. I know, and that's the joke, right? That's the joke. But then every single account that shows all those nips and butts are like, oh my god, account deleted, 50,000 followers, I lost, this is my new account, please follow. Wait. I know. I'm more worried about, like, oh god, somebody, oh, I don't want to name and shame in this thing. Somebody messaged me earlier on and showed me a profile of, oh god, what's a... somebody who's been stealing my, stole my photo, apparently, and, where is it? Oh god, things are happening. And she's done some other things, but we might do a name and shame thing on here. What's her name? But I'm drunk enough to name and shame, so... I'm not going to show any kind of actual... Excuse me for a sec. Okay. I'm eating my words. I'm looking at it on my mobile. But there's a... there is this wonderful shop. Like, it's... Why can't I find that on the desktop? Well, she may have well been actually deleted. Brilliant. Okay, fine. I just wanted to show you guys like a shop of somebody who had taken one of my photos and shot their face into it, and it's oh, it's scary. It's a little bit scary. And I was going to report them, but clearly they've been deleted already, so I guess that's fine. Smasher. Those are the weirdest ones. Like, okay, like, I mean, I've had email. Right, no, I've gone on my like contacts or whatever contact sites I'm on, and I've had like messages from people that just go, "What? Where the fuck were you tonight?" And I go, "What? You know what?" And they go, "You said you'd meet us," and I was like, "What? No, I'm sitting here in my pajamas playing Resident Evil 4, and I never, and I've never told my plans to anyone else." So, and they went, "Oh yeah, you know, Fab Swingers." I went, "I don't have a Fab Swingers profile." And they've gone, "Well, you said you'd meet up with us," and I went, "No." And I've also managed to end up in a rabbit hole sometime and found my photos on a Craigslist profile for someone in Reno in America, the Reno, advertising sex, and people just fucking just do it. Fine, all right. If you want to live some sort of fantasy, then that is a massive compliment to me. It's a massive compliment to me. But, oh god, it's. Then you get like people who Photoshop their own faces on your photos, and that is a little bit weird. That one freaks me out just a little bit. It really does. Oh, Last Crusade, you're very, very sweet, and you can ask me. You can ask me. If you don't ask, you don't get. But you know. Oh my god, sorry. Oh, God, I've been rambling so much. Shit. Okay. Let's find some questions. Nikki, your bikini pinup photo shoot was absolutely ravishing. I'm so glad you think so. Thank you so much. Any plans on doing another barefoot follow-up from spring? Oh, you were looking for the bare feet. Yes, it will happen if I get the outfit that feels right and I'm shooting and I feel like feet is an option. I will do it. It's when I do shoots and things, I don't really plan angles and things out beforehand. I'll plan the place I'm going to shoot in, and I'll plan the place in the flat I'm going to shoot in, whether I'm going to have a background or not, because you have to do that. But like, especially with the bikini one, like my legs were bare and I had painted my toenails, therefore I felt like rubbing my legs against each other and doing it with the camera. And also like when I was on the bed and doing the sort of bridal, like big hair, like white corset, big boobs kind of thing with a little bit of the fur coat, that was so amazingly sensual. I had stockings on cotton and fur around me, and I was just doing that, and I just felt like, and I'd taken ages like setting up the camera, like this massive weight of a camera on top of a stand that was about to fall on top of me, and I was taking lots of photos and I thought I need to rub my legs together, and that was nice. So foot stuff or leg stuff will come out of however I feel about things and whether I feel good about my legs or that kind of thing. It's never something that I don't really think about, okay, I'm going to rub my feet at the camera tomorrow. It's just I'm in front of the camera and I'm being a model and it's working and it's shooting, and I go, oh, I'm going to put my legs here because I feel good about them. Alright, okay, what's next? Alright, oh god, I'm catching all my messages now. Hi, listeners, mate. Hello. Sorry, I'm so sorry I missed your hi. Hello. I hope you're still watching and you haven't run off because I didn't say hi to you. It's because I just started rambling and ignored the whole chat. I'm so sorry. Would I ever take a pie in the face? Thank you, listeners, mate, once more. Yeah, fuck yeah, why not? I mean, I've seen pie face, and you know it's that whipped cream kind of pie. It's not like a proper pie. It's not like a proper custard pie. a big custard tart. It's like just a big fat load of whipped cream on a pie, on a pastry base. I would totally take one of those at the end of the night. Otherwise I'd have to go back and spend 2 hours doing my makeup again. But I would totally do that for I would totally risk that for a chocolate biscuit. If I did YouTube reviews on gaming, start with WWE 2K20, as that game has so many bugs and glitches. That's a game that speaks for itself so proudly that I don't think I could. All I would do is do a review on it and go, look at this shit, and whatever I did would take away from the pure, unbridled nightmare that is 2K20. And I'm sorry. Why don't blondes get coffee breaks? Because they have to retrain us after. I feel like a dumb blonde right now, and I've got a license, so maybe I'll think about it more later. Some idiot put his face on my body, then messaged me on another platform, wanted to meet up. I've not had that one. Not had that one. I've had like sissy captions, and I'm quite proud of, and I'm quite happy about that. That's like super feminine and super like, oh, somebody really likes you, so therefore they made you some sissy captions and that's fun. I've had my face transposed onto a porn star, and it just is the worst uncanny valley thing you've ever seen. And think about the worst uncanny valley thing you've ever seen, and then think about it being your own face, and it's just weird as shit. And then think about someone else's face transposed on your photo. You've got a family photo of you sitting around at Christmas playing Monopoly, smiling to the camera, and then somebody just like shops their own face onto it. Like, how weird would that be? Hilarious. And this is the world we live in, and it's hilarious because it's the world we live in, but it's weird. So am I going out? Oh, okay. Wait a minute. I'm thankful you wish you could see him take a pie in the face. Maybe we'll do it. We'll do it. If we get the Nikki Nicole show going, then we'll do it. Definitely. We'll definitely do it. Do I have a go-to photographer or do it myself? Everything is done by myself. There's only... I could probably name like, I don't know, like 2 pictures in the entirety of what I've done in the last year. And that includes everything I've done, actually, no, everything I've done in the last 10 years. Over 10 years, there's only like maybe 2 photographs that you know about or have seen that has been where the shutter has been pressed by someone else. Like, it's all me. And I could not afford to hire any kind of pro photographer, unfortunately. So that's why you see some odd, like, awesome stuff, and most stuff is shot in a very like good illustrative way. I found my way of shooting and my lighting, and every so often I'm gonna mess with it and have some fun with it. But every time I do, it's way more effort, and you know. But yeah, I do it all myself, absolutely. And it really sucks when you're wearing like a really big wig and you're wearing 6-inch heels and you're wandering about, clumping about on like, cause I have a big like linen background, and that goes under your feet as well. I'm clumping around in heels on a big linen background that I might just twist and just bend my ankle on and go flying and bash my brains out on something, and then having to like clump around behind the camera to check that the last shot I did was framed properly and was exposed properly with nails on, and I'm just like over here and going clump 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 clump. Oh god. And then you get your hair caught, because I use umbrellas for lighting. I use umbrellas for the speed lights and the flashes, and there's lots of, and you know what happens on the end of umbrellas is that there's little bits of balls and things that your big hair gets caught on, and you go, oh god, and then you might fall over, and it's I would say it's a logistics nightmare. I would say it's a physics nightmare. And I really, really wish I could have a photographer do it for free. Go on, do it for free. Do it for free because you love me. But you know. But yeah, anyway. Oh, thank you, Mono Grateful. I'm glad they show. I'm glad they show. And because of how like, that's only what I've just talked about. It's only actually true for maybe 20-30% of looks, like 1 in 3 looks. Like, I try to have. If I on my Patreon, I try to have like at least one shoot that's an effort shoot that I really go into like going crazy about, and I try to have like one aspect of every shoot that I put super effort into and take a lot of time with. And it sounds weird when I say that. It sounds, oh God, it doesn't sound good, does it? But I always try and pick like an aspect of a shoot that I should put lots of effort into. So it's either going to be the outfit. It might be really difficult to shoot in, and that's a thing that I've just been talking about. Or I might have to pick like 2 settings, or 2 different angles, or 2 different props, or 2 different backgrounds. I always try to just have a rule for trying to do 2 different things, 2 or 3 different things in a shoot. And sometimes I get dressed up and I get the camera set up. And I get dressed up and I'm clomping around like that Barbarella shoot, that big sci-fi Barbarella shoot with that big hair and the oh god, that I really love that. I really loved every second of that. After I'd done it, it was horribly difficult the whole time. That's it. That's art. I mean, it's not like I've got a lot to complain about, right? Hard work for a bit. Mrs. Claus would be amazing outfit. I have that planned. I meant to do it last year. I've still got the outfit for last year, but it just didn't work out the right way. I just ended up in some sort of kind of Latina kind of thing, and that's a red-haired Latina photo or a couple of those that I posted last year or the year before. I think it's the year before. But I have 2 things done for Christmas this year. I've got like a Mrs. Claus kind of thing with a little bit of white fur and a red dress and a bit of red hair, and I've also got an Ice Princess style look that I've been dreaming of for probably like 10 years, absolutely, like so long, and finally done it. And at the time where I had the least money I've ever had, I've dumped tons of shit on the credit card to get this done because this is the right look for this year, and I want to feel really good about that. Mika Machi says, I love the gigantic wigs from the Camford days. Yeah, well, they're all still there. Like, honestly, go onto the Patreon, and on my Twitter or whatever, you can find those links on my channel page or whatever. Those big wigs they still exist, they're still there. They're just moving on and becoming more whatever. There's no one ever offered me time for prints. I'm not sure how that means, but like I would model for them, and then they would return the favor with prints. Is that? No, not at all. I've had like a couple of photographers like proposition me, and there's someone I do want to chase up on at some point soon. I've never actually had like a photo shoot where a professional photographer actually took photos of me. Everything I've done is always been myself. Do I do shoots of me getting a makeover? No, I don't. I still feel like, I don't know, this is, and I don't know how reasonable or rational this feeling is, but I still feel, I feel like if I show myself as a boy, then it'll be breaking the illusion, because it is so totally different. Like, you have no idea. It's almost like, remember when like Twin Peaks, was on, and everybody wanted to know who killed Laura Palmer. And as soon as everyone knew who killed Laura Palmer, there was no Twin Peaks. That's how I feel about it. You know, sexy soccer player with high socks, maybe short shorts. Who wears short shorts? Maybe we could do that. Yeah, that's a fun idea. Do a Dick Wiggins. That's another way we could go with Christmas is pantomime, right? I could look at pantomime and do a dame, panto dame, sexy panto dame. Oh god, like a Cinderella older sister. Maybe we could do that. All right, then. Okay. Maybe next year. Maybe next year. Definitely Twin Peaks currently. I don't know. I'm some sort of Laura Palmer. I don't know. I'm maybe the sluttiest Laura Palmer you could ever think of. But leading boy. I don't like that terminology. Thank you. I'd rather be a panto dame than the girl who plays Aladdin. You know. 2020's Olympics, what about an Olympic athlete outfit? I'm nowhere near fit enough to carry that off. Oh my god. And that would be some short shorts and a shirt with a number on it. The closest I ever came to competing, I went to an athletics club when I was young. I went with my best friend. We went Tuesdays and Thursdays, I think. And we used to do lots of track and field stuff. All of it, really. I used to love doing the high jump. I used to be good at the high jump. I used to be a good sprinter as well. Pretty good sprinter. I had a good like, I don't know, 13-second 100 meters or something like that. When, you know, as a like a 11-year-old or whatever. And I don't know, we ended up like, what happened was, like, there was a race. There was like a 1,500 meters, or 1,000 meters race on somewhere, a race meeting, and that was tipped off to us by our coach. And then so he persuaded me and my friend persuaded our mums to drive us there. We all bundled in a car and drove to, I have no idea where the fuck it was now, but some town I've never been to before, and we got lost on the way there, and by the time we got there and registered, the race had started, and they were like, if you get there now, you can start the race. And I just sat there and went, we can't do it, can't do it, can't start now, it's all messed up now. And I feel like I messed up my entire day by competing in athletics, or refusing to. So that's my experience with those things. Old school Olympics, let's Greek it up in here. Well, I wouldn't be able to dress up like a girl. I'd have to be a boy and grease myself up. And have you ever looked up like old school Olympics? Because there's some weird shit that goes on in those. That went on in those. 2020 is a Euro year for so football being themed too. I don't know if that's glamorous. I don't know. Don't think it's glamorous for me. Now that I'm living in London, aren't I go out and drive there a tour? I am living in London, but I am also super broke. So I can't, if my flatmate's got some money, but I can't let myself, I can't push going out where I don't, what's the word, contribute, and whatever. So it's really, I'm gonna get a job soon. I'm just waiting for my check to come back and I can work. I'm accepted somewhere. I've had my training, but it's not in a good spot right now for going out. And when I do get some work, then we're gonna go out. And I'm gonna go out and be a girl. And because one of the things I really miss is going out and being a girl. That's what I want to do. Like this is Nikki Nicole, but there's so much of that you only see parts of, which is me being a girl. So it's just the money. It's just the money, Masha. Like, Yeah, Masha, it's good. I had a good time going out, and that was a point where I had some money, and actually that was a point where I was counting full time, and I didn't have the money, but I made the money work. And right now I just don't have any money, so I don't like going out without being able to hold up my end of the bargain. In terms of like going out and getting taxis and drinks and putting shares in, that sort of thing. So it's sort of preventing me from really going for it. December 13th at TG. Ooh, is it the 13th? When is there not New Year's? Are they not doing... Sorry, Susie. Are they not doing the 30th at the Ministry or whatever? Because I love their not New Year's party and I'll go to it all the time. Okay, Cupcake, thank you. Being happy. Are you saying I don't look happy now? I don't know. I'm the happiest I've ever been, really. I just need some money coming in, and then I'll be off on a wave of awesomeness. But you know, Emway isn't, yeah, not New Year's. I want that. That's my night. That's my favourite TG night to go to, honestly. Hi, Hyperion. Love my little room. It's my little room. Do you like my little purple light? My little lilac light? My little light. I'm trying to find nice ways of, like, you know, spicing the place up, and I don't know. It feels weirdly unprofessional. It feels weirdly unprofessional to have a have a bed in the background, and I did get some, like, my room was arranged a different way for a couple of months, and like right before I moved it this way around, because it's way better this way around, I actually managed to get a green screen set up and and good light on the green screen, so therefore I had a good chroma key going on, and it was great. And I was like, well, okay, I can go, well, hey, I'm in Delaware. You know, I'm in Delaware, and have a postcard behind me and stuff like that. But now the way the light is and the way the bed is, I can't actually get like a green screen behind me and have the thing lit in like a good way. So therefore there's some technical shit with green screen, right? Almost every streamer or UTBC with a green screen has like multiple lights on themselves and has multiple lights on the green screen to actually like make it easy for the computer to take it out. Yeah, Delaware. I'm in Delaware. But yeah. Thank you, Cupcake. Thank you, Aura. Do I still count BTW? No, but we'll see. We'll see how broke I get in the next couple of weeks. Yeah, it's way more fun to go out dressed up as just taking pics at home. I would say that, Christopher. Yeah, absolutely. When you're doing the right thing and you're feeling really, really good. I would also say that I've made not a career, but somewhat of a living out of staying home and dressing up. So there's that too. Eamon, hi Nikki. Have you ever got to suck a BBC? I'm gonna leave that to your imagination. I'm sure that it's right there in your imagination. And yeah. Who hasn't? Masha, so if you're in London for a few nights out with your girlfriend, would you join in if it was all on us? Or is it too indecent a proposal? Are you expecting me to reciprocate with sexual favours? If yes, then maybe. If no, then sure. But yeah, take the fifth in the BBC. I refuse to incriminate myself. No, thank you, Eamon. How's the new place after your move? I knew it was a while back. It's so good. I've just got round to cleaning it for the first time. I mopped all the floors and I hoovered all the skirting boards and I did everything, and now it feels like new again and it's great. But the place is super fantastic. We had some problems with the hot water because nobody knew what the fuck they were doing, and landlords are all terrible. But now we have hot water, and that was it really. That was the only real problem. So maybe as the worst case is, yeah, I guess, yeah, cool, and yeah, awesome. That's the worst case is fine. Yeah. No, thank you, Ryan Sullivan. I've got a dirty red straw, cardboard straw, and that's how we sit. Christopher, I like going to war with the girls just to dress up, bring place to war. I've done that. I don't do daylight in that way, but I've done that in terms of like standing in the queue to get into Torture Garden and just having some big boobs in, and like and having like a good body going on and feeling my oats, as it were, and everybody's just like, and usually it's usually confused, followed by shocked, and then slightly aroused, and that's good. That's okay. You didn't really have sexual reciprocation in mind. Well, I'm sorry, that was an insight into my mind, and you know, if we got along well, then that's what would happen. But if you're going to come to London with your partner and you're going to offer me like a night out for free, then I guess I'd have to take it up. It's, you know, it's sort of, if I was going to be some sort of trophy girl, then, or trophy bimbo, then that might have to happen. So, oh, thank you, Ryan. I'm so sorry you got to head out, but thank you so much for popping in. And yeah, and maybe every week or 2 weeks, if I can figure out a show, if I can figure out like a format, and I can figure out things that would be interesting, and I can figure out like a guest to get on every week, then it would be a show that happens regularly. That's what I want to do. These Hangout streams are fine, and this is how I operate best. If I'm talking to people, or I'm trying to present something, a live stream format where I'm reacting to the chat or reacting to someone else who's with me is how it works best. If I'm trying to rehearse like something, or I'm trying to get like certain points across, or trying to do a review, or trying to do like a commentary or something like that, it just doesn't work for me. So I feel like if we could get this working in a video podcast kind of weird show, Nikki Nicole show format, then we'll get something going. Wait, what, Christopher? People are literally running to displays. Campy's wrong down the aisle. Brilliant. That's it. You want all of the honks, all of the horns going, all of the people looking at you and walking into lampposts, everybody staring at you and running into other people who are looking at you, and then trashing their entire trolley full of peas and you know, bits and pieces all over you. Am I a gamer girl? Yes, but I it's hard for me to share like a lot of gaming, because a lot of gaming for me is intensely personal. So I can't sit there and talk about games and play them. And I've done a fair amount of streaming, but I've yet to find my niche with it. We're going to look at doing some speed runs at some point. I'm Resident Evil 3 is one of my favourite games, and I also know that it's a wonderful game for speedrunning, in terms of it's so random and brutal and annoying, and I kind of want to just stream that over and over again, and hopefully we'll get some people going on that. But also I have to then do that consistently 3 times a week for the next 6 months to get anywhere with it, and I don't know if I can handle that. Yeah. But that's how gamer girl I am. I'm intensely fucking nerdy if you're gonna think about speedruns and things like that. How are you, mutual trophy girl? Look, yeah, good. Yeah, I'll do it. That's great. But yeah, well, maybe the next logical step for me is I've got the Patreon, I've got the stuff going. I've got like a pictures going and shoots and things that interests me. The next step for me is to get some sort of show going, like this, but and chill and still chill, and we talk to chat and have the chat up, and but we'd also have like some sort of actual format and maybe a guest on, or maybe a co-host. That's what I kind of need. I need a good co-host to really sort of get this going. Yeah. Movie commentary while drunk. Yeah, so many bad movies to piss out of, but that's great. But also, like, if you're gonna think about that in terms of, I would love that. I love riffing on bad movies, and one of the things I feel like I'm good at is actually riffing on bad movies as they're happening, because I watch so many of them. But how do you present that on YouTube? Do you just have you on a webcam watching the movie, and then you expect the audience to take the effort to watch the movie with you, and then do that? That totally narrows your audience down to like nothing, because people just want to switch on a bit of content on YouTube and be entertained, and that's it. And I would want people to switch on to my bit of content on YouTube and be entertained without any more effort. And it's there. It's like riff tracks. Like riff tracks is a wonderful thing, and Mystery Science Theater 3000 is a wonderful thing. The reason Mystery Science Theater 3000 is a wonderful thing is because they gave you the movie along with the soundtrack and along with the riffs, and you need to do that. So, and I would argue that's why reaction videos are so goddamn popular, is because people have already seen the thing and they want to see how people react to it. But I don't want to do reaction videos because they're awfully contrived, and I'm never going to do that. Yeah, probably have copyright issue the movie clips too. That is not such a big deal nowadays because you see lots and lots of movie reviews. Studios have relaxed their rules on that because of the massive tidal wave of critique content, parody content, and YouTube content. Almost every single studio has, or every single like copyright holder has relaxed their views on that, because it spreads what they're doing. Everything is marketing. Eventually it's fine, but it's not an innovative idea. You're right, Masha. It is an idea that came from 2006, you know. So I don't know, like, I really think the way forward for me is to do a show about things I like and have a co-host that I can talk to, and we talk to the chat and have like this kind of live environment, but just slightly more produced and a little bit more, I don't know, a little bit more of somebody else and less me. But I need someone who's going to be like a co-host with me, and we can produce it together, and it becomes like a business thing. It's tricky. I could do a show about nothing, or like Seinfeld. But Seinfeld was not a show about nothing. You know, like it's. I'm feeling like I feel things out. You know, my whole ethos and my whole like thing about what I do is I feel things out, and if I start trying too hard, and I've done this before, like I actually film like multiple videos of me like reviewing things, or doing like vlog style stuff about talking about things I like. Like I did a video about the Dark Crystal new series that came out. I talked about Peaky Blinders for a bit when I was dressed up, and I just feel so weird and fake and I don't know what I'm talking about when I do those things, and it just feels so wrong to do that kind of content for me. And even to the point where, like, I've done like 2 videos or 2 or 3 videos on my channel where I'm like, okay, this is how I learned to speak like a girl, and this is how I learned to dress like a girl, and it still felt horrible making all of that. Like, I'm proud of those things. Like, the information I got across in those, I think, is valuable, and is how I feel about things. But I feel like I didn't make those things in an entertaining way, or I didn't desire to edit them in an entertaining way, or anything like that. So I'm not following my desire. I'm not following my passion there. So I need to turn that off. I need to look towards things that are fun and interesting. And I feel like doing Nikki Nicole show maybe once, twice a month, with some fun segments, including things that I'm interested in, and we can just like talk about some random shit for a while. That's the right thing. That's the right way to go. This is fun. Like, I love doing this. I love sitting in front of a camera with a chat and just having a fucking go and talking, saying the things I want to do, and having a couple of drinks. That's really good. And I don't know if it's good content. I don't know if it's bad content. I don't know if it's YouTube worthy content. I don't know if I'm gonna like slap a advert for Squarespace in what you're seeing right now. But yeah, exactly, stream and talk. And this is what I got from camming as well. Like, it was from doing naughty webcamming. It was never, I got off. Oh, I totally got off, totally. And I got off on admitting who I was to everybody. But what I found fun was this chat, this interaction, this fact that we are live, and I'm doing things and reacting to what's going on. And there's some sort of like a kernel in that makes me motivated, that makes me want to do it, that I enjoy. And I need to like just sort of distill that into a digestible show for the people of the YouTubes, or the people who like watching Nikki Nicole the drag queen do her thing. And then I'll have some gold where I love it and you love it and I love it and you love it, and that's what we're looking for. In France, a lot of YouTubers are going away from YouTube, making more and more live to get the interaction with spectators. Yeah, but I mean, like, the very first thing I'd do is not do it on YouTube, and I would probably go to Twitch, because Twitch is now expanding in that way where you can just be chatting, and you don't have to be anything to do with games. And as long as you've got an engaging show that gains viewers, then you can do what you want. And that's what I feel like. I feel like Twitch is the future rather than YouTube. But yeah, you know, the interaction, like, I always really liked Howard Stern shows and things like that, and not just because not because it was like the edgy, or like the idea of like taking pop culture and like just pushing people a little bit too far. Like, that's not what I'm about. But I kind of enjoy the fun factor of those kind of shows, and it'd be great to have like a radio show where I also got to be on video, looking lovely and having some fun. That's what I want. Oh, you've heard that sound a lot tonight, haven't you? Anyway, I think I've reached the end of my remit tonight. And thank you, Aura. Thank you so much. Love you too. You're one of my biggest supporters, and I'm very, very thankful for that. I really am. Thank you. I am. I think I might be a little bit too drunk to carry this on with any kind of professional decorum. So, thank you, Tennyson. Thank you so much for chilling out with me and enjoying a little bit of chat. haven't watched a new series, His Dark Materials. I need to do that because His Dark Materials was a series I never read when I was a kid. I read Lord of the Rings, I read Wheel of Time, and I fucking read Robin Hobb's like Assassin Trilogy and stuff like that. I read a lot of fantasy when I was growing up, and His Dark Materials is one I never even knew about until later on when the Golden Compass movie came out with Daniel Craig and that child. And His Dark Materials is one of the fantasy staples, and I would argue that there are many more in my mind that were more important. But that's yeah, His Dark Materials. I should sit and watch that series. I'm going to catch up with it at some point. But it's not burning in my mind to do it because I've been so out of fantasy for so long, and I've been shown so much other stuff that fantasy is what I grew up with, and fantasy, I exited fantasy in about 21 or whatever. You know, I used to be a big Discworld fan, big Terry Pratchett fan, still a big Discworld fan. But you know, I just moved on and did different things and got into music and got into other things, and you know. Oh, I'm so sorry, Brian. I'm not going yet. I was deciding to go, and I guess I'm going. But yeah, thank you so much for all you wonderful people. Please head over to, I'm gonna shill you now. Please head over to patreon.com/it's Nikki Nicole. Can I magic this? Oh my god, look at that. That's cool. Go over there. I need to give my patrons one more shout out, one more slightly drunken shout out. Aura, my #1 patron. Thank you so much for supporting me. Brian Agueta, thank you so much for supporting me. Eric Sawyers, thank you so much for supporting me. Happily Anonymous, thank you so much for supporting me. Jake Allen, thank you so much for supporting me. You're gorgeous. And Ryan David, thank you so much for supporting me on my Patreon. You can find more, if you like my looks, if you like my drag looks, you can find more of those at patreon.com/it's Nikki Nicole. If you don't want to type it in, there's a link somewhere on the page, I'm sure. And you guys are gorgeous. Thank you so much for a nice little hangout stream. I'm so happy I got to have a little bit of drunkenness and a little bit of chat, because I really do enjoy that, and I really enjoy talking to you guys. And maybe we'll get a show going, and maybe we'll do more of this, and well, keep it up and see what comes down the line. Love you all. Good night.